language history, because it is very important. Okay, here we are. Here we are talking about language history. We saw earlier that we meet this man, Mr. Ferdinand de Saussure. Do you remember him?
Yes.
What did he do?
He contributes to the study of the language.
Yes.
So he gives he makes a study of language and gives new points of view. That's
Yes.
what we saw. He talked about synchrony, diachrony, and other specific ideas.
Yes, yes, very good. From the Saussure is considered nowadays is considered the father of modern linguistics because of his all of his theories, and from the whole body of his theory, we are just going to talk about, or we are going to follow his proposal of studying history or the language, the history of the language, from the synchronic and the diachronic point of view. When we talk about synchronic, it means that we are interested in the language, but in a specific moment in the history of the language. And when he talks about diachronic, it means that we are interested in the whole history of the language. Oh, here I commit a mistake. Sorry. Let's change this. There it is. Okay. Very good. Well, why do we have to, or why it is useful for us to know the history of the language? Because in this way, we can see how our language, in this case English, how English has changed. Because the English we speak today is not the same English as the one who many people spoke for 200 years ago, or Shakespeare. The way Shakespeare wrote and spoke is not the same that we do nowadays. Okay.
No, actually, I think it has nothing to do.
If we
Yes.
try to read Shakespeare nowadays, maybe we won't understand anything.
Yes. Have you read the?
Yes,
have you ever tried to read this Shakespeare's work in the original version?
No. And actually, now I am trying to read a book that teacher Pablo gave us for literature. It's a book written by Charles Dickens. He wrote it in the year 1843. So it's quite new. No, it's
yes.
150 years ago, and even though it's a relative new book, it's quite difficult to understand lots of words, and expressions, because for me it's quite old. It's old enough, so it's quite
Yes.
difficult to understand. Even though it's from 1843, it's from 500 or 1,000 years ago.
Yes.
It's difficult anyway. So yes, language is in constant change, and so
Yes, yes, yes. Here we
it's
have
difficult to
an
understand.
yes. This is a handwriting by Shakespeare.
This is the original?
It seems so. At least the web page shows this and says that it is the one of the original papers written by Shakespeare. And if you can see here, I think it says William Shakespeare.
Yes, the letter is like the doctor's letters.
Yes. So any doctor can be Shakespeare.
He
Yes.
created the letter of doctor.
Yes. Well, this is the original handwriting. Let me look at Dickens. Let's see what we can have here regarding Dickens. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's see. Oh, there is an advertisement. Ah, no, here it is. Oh, here it is. Original handwriting of Oliver Twist. Which book are you reading, Cristina? Okay, Oliver Twist. Original hand script by Oliver Twist. Very good. Well, yes, there are many changes. Okay. But in the same way as we have seen in history, in English history, that before the arrival of the Anglo-Saxons or the Romans, that history of England starts with the arrival of the Romans. In the same way, we see that there is a prehistory for the English language. And this is the one which this week's lesson covers. Yes. This lesson is about the prehistory of English, a prehistory which is reconstructed in the same way as archaeologists try to find the prehistory of the society. Yes, they have to dig in the past, they have to assume or make theories or try to understand what happens or what have happened. Okay, one of the most important scholars of this time is this man known as or named William Jones. William Jones was born in London in 1746, that is to say the 18th century, but he, during many years, he lived and worked in India. He died there. I think he was 50 years old or 60 years old when he died. 60, almost 60, it says here. Oop. Almost 60 years old when he died. Well, he could speak Greek, Latin, Persian, and he was in love with Sanskrit. Sanskrit was the a very, very old language, the language of India. This language was written and spoken many, many years before Sir William Jones arrived in India. And it was used in formal context, such as the justice, because you have to remember that Jones went to work as a judge in India. He was a lawyer, and he was sent to work as a judge in India. Well, here, as he was in India, he started to study and learn more and more Sanskrit. And here he made a discovery, a great important discovery for our subject and for linguistics in general. He is one of the scholars, the linguists, who say that languages make up families in the same way as we, human beings, have a brother, sister, and so on. Languages are also have certain kind of relationships. So that is to say, they have a family. They have an ancestor. Yes, as it says here.
Yes.
In this way, some other linguists follow his proposal, and they contributed to make up the language family theory. As you can see here, this is the language family of English. Okay. English is here. Where is English? English is here. It is English. The English we speak nowadays. But before English, people spoke Middle English. Shakespeare, one of them. But before that, other people spoke Old English. And this Old English is part of what scholars say the West Germanic branch. Germanic because the people who came from who came to invade Britannia, you have to remember, were the Germanic tribes, the Angles and Saxons and Jutes and Frisians. So that's why people call this branch as the Germanic branch. And they say that the language which was originally spoke is this, the Proto-Indo-European. This proto means first or earlier. This earlier language was spoken many, many years, a lot of years, centuries, even before the invention of writing by the Homo sapiens. So in this way, when the
here 5,000 years before Christ, so it's very, very old.
Yes,
and here says that Sanskrit, Greek, and Latin are parts of this Proto-Indo-European language.
Yes, very good. Because here we have Latin. Latin is here. Oh, sorry. Here we have Latin, and from Latin have in Latin we have the origin of our Spanish and Italian and Portuguese and all that. And here we have, where is it? I can find Sanskrit. Oh, I'm lost. Oh, I don't remember. But well, people used to think that this theory of the language family does not start with Sir William Jones. People used to think that Latin and Greek, this ancient Greek, they were daughters of Sanskrit. What actually, or the contribution by Sir William Jones is that actually Greek, ancient Greek, Latin, and Sanskrit, they are all they all come from another earlier language or an ancestor. And comparing and applying certain laws, we can say, oh, here it is Sanskrit. Applying them, applying certain laws, they find out that earlier than all these languages, we have the existence of this Proto-Indo-European. Indo-European because the people who spoke this lived and settled in the Indo-European, in the continent, and spread around Europe. And Proto because it was the first language that they may have spoke. And as in the meanwhile they were spreading in the European continent and the Indo subcontinent, their language was getting different one from another. So in this way, we are talking in this lesson, we are just talking about the prehistory of the English language. From next week onwards, we are going to start speaking and learning about the real history of the English language. This history is divided in periods, and we are going to write a wiki about each one of the periods. Yes, considering this, I just want to say the following. The wiki is not for me. I mean, the wiki is not for handing me and say, okay, teacher, here you have the wiki, see you. The wiki is for you yourself, because in this wiki you have to write a summary, because as we are going to see from next week onwards, there are many details and there are many information, too much information that we cannot learn all by heart. So we need to write a summary, and I think that the best way is to write a wiki. For this, I do not want you to go to Wikipedia, for instance, and copy and paste the information you find there. I want you to write a summary of all the information. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So in that way, we are going to work. We are going to see the different periods, the 4 periods of the development of English. And after that, you can write a short summary about it. Next week, I'm going to give you more details about this activity. But by now, it is enough to say that we are going to work in a wiki and try to learn also or understand how Wikipedia works. And also, many people do not like or say that Wikipedia is not a good source of information, and you are going to see that they are mistaken. I hope. Okay. Any question?
No, teach.
Okay. Mario?
I think Wikipedia is an excellent source.
Yes, yes.
No,
Yes,
no.
okay, Mario.
I use
Yes,
it all the
Wikipedia
time.
is a good source of information. The problem is that many people believe that it is not controlled or organized. But there you have a good source of information. There are 4 pillars, we can say. There are 4 principles for writing in Wikipedia. And there's a way to contribute, and I hope that try to apply those beliefs and views in our work, in the work we are going to see. We are going to do, sorry, the works we are going to do along the year with regarding the different periods of English. Okay, so if you don't have any question, I think that that's all for today.
Very good, teach.
Okay, have a good night. See you soon.
Okay, have a good night. See you.
Same to you. Goodbye, Mario.
See you, teacher. See you.
Bye-bye.